TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Who did you work with when you first came into the promotion, NWA?
When I first came to Crockett,
Right. This would be what, 80?
84. I started February 14th of 84, Valentine's Day. Oh, let me finish the story. I mean,
Okay.
tell me if I don't finish the story.
Okay.
I mean, you guys are listening. I'm talking. But we were in St. Louis, and I was at the Marriott with Dory Jr. and Crockett. And I told Jimmy, I said, Jimmy, you need to hire me. I'll make you a lot of money. And so he asked me to call him when we weren't drinking. And I called him on Monday, and he gave me a job and a starting date. And so I came out to North Carolina. And when I first got here, I want to say I had to work with Weaver. I think. And I had to work with Jay Youngblood some and Mark Youngblood some. But that was just to get going. And then I think I beat Mark Youngblood for the Mid-Atlantic Television Championship. And then Steamboat and I worked at Starrcade, 1984. And we had wrestled, what did I do? I changed something. I did something. I think 84 was JJ had the money. So a picture of JJ and the money. Isn't it horrible when you don't remember all this stuff? Anyway, I had the TV title, and I wrestled Steamboat 5 times in Greensboro before Starrcade. I want to say we did 20, 30, 45, 50, 4 times. 50 minutes, all of them Broadway, and then Starrcade we wrestled for an hour. Was the time limit for the TV time. And so that was a tremendous boost to my career.
When you were with the Horsemen, who did you like? I guess Ole left first, and then
Ole got fired. Ole made Dusty mad and got fired.
They brought Lex in.
We brought Lex in. Helped his career, I guess. Didn't really do a lot one way or the other for us.
Right.
Before that, did you associate the Horsemen in making Crockett go nationwide? Do you think you guys were the main reason?
No, we weren't main reason because we got 2 TBS.
Right. But did you...
Television rules, okay? Horsemen didn't... I mean, we were tremendous to the company, okay? We were... In football, we would been called the franchise players. I think that's evident to when Arn and I left in end of 88, what happened to the company. That was not our design. But anyway, no, we got Crockett paid. That whole deal was this. Barnett, Jim Barnett, Ole Anderson, the Brisco brothers, and there may have been another partner, but I don't know. But those 4 for sure were partners in Georgia Championship Wrestling, which Barnett had always been buddies at TBS and First Wrestling Show, and they always have wrestling on at 605. They took the company away from Ole and gave their stock or sold their stock to Vince.
I remember that.
And that's when they went to New York. All of Briscoes and Barnett all went to New York to work, and Ole was out. Vince didn't want to come to Atlanta every Saturday and do a studio show. He wanted to send his syndicated show down. And I don't know the exact amount of money, but Crockett paid and bought the TV time from Vince. I heard it was $1 million, but I don't know.
Right.
It was kind of funny getting $1 million from your competition. Today, Vince would probably prefer to have not sold it to him. But anyway, but he made the money, and we got the TV time. And we went every Saturday and did the TV show, and then started it on Sundays, and we started the live clashes and
Right.
and that kind of stuff. But I mean, the reason we went nationwide is because cable television was going nationwide, and we were syndicating our shows. We had a 1-2 punch, and in our peak in 1987, we were in 227 markets. You take the top 227 cities in this country. That's exposure.
Right.
Huge exposure. And cable television was growing every day. New homes every day. And that's how we, I mean, it was hand in hand. We were new talent nationwide that could perform and get the job done. And that's what happened.
What was your take on the Bill Watts situation when Bill Watts sold out? Did you feel like I know we did an interview with Jack Victor and he talked about the potential to have a inter-promotional feud at the time, and it seemed like when a lot of UWF guys came into the company, it seemed like Crockett or whoever was booking wanted to squash all those guys and didn't want to use their talents to the fullest.
I was too caught up in what we were doing. To really have the concept was there to have a farm system.
Right.
We did it some in Southwest Championship Wrestling. We would bring 2 or 3 guys from Georgia Championship out. But the thing that I said, and I might have been the booker at the time, but I might not have been too, Wahoo was there. So what we did in the mid-'80s was we would take a match and send it to UWA stuff. Well, what you do by doing that is you create class differences. You have the proletariat and the bourgeoisie. And what you have was the superstars from national television and the local stars from the local television.
All right.
And what I did in Southwest Championship Wrestling was I said, give us 2 guys, but we'll wrestle. Wahoo would wrestle one, and I would wrestle the other. I remember I wrestled Tommy Rich, and Wahoo wrestled Baron von Raschke. Well, what that does is elevate your talent and put you on their level because you go out and perform with them. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you bring, oh man, we got the hot match, Tommy Rich and whoever, and bring them in as your main event, then you make your own talent, you drive it down, its credibility of being stars. And there were probably a lot of things that I would have done different doing it in that fashion. They tried to create their own TV show and do kind of that thing so they'd have places for other guys to work. And it was difficult because we would send guys out there. We would send our hot match off Atlanta TV out there to draw the money so that everybody else could get a payday. But you make the local talent that you're trying to make and draw money to, you make them look like the local talent.
Right.
And so concept-wise, there probably should have been some things done different. Watts made a killing, and he got out of it.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.